Hello there, and welcome to Thank the Maker, a podcast about heroes, princesses, scoundrels, hokey religions, ancient weapons, and all things Star Wars. I'm Adam Russell.
And I am Mike Forster. And hey, we've got a familiar guest here today. What's up? Well, introduce yourself. Not that you need an introduction. Go ahead, buddy.
Hi, thanks guys for having me on. I am Ramey Chanadet from the Dad Batch.
Hello, my friend.
Hello
What's
there.
up, dude? It was so good to hang. You and I have had quite a year together. There's been Detroit-ish stuff. There's been Comic-Con stuff. We've been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Charity stuff?
Yeah,
charity stuff. You know what I mean? It's
last winter and then again earlier this year. Yeah.
And your first trip to what else did we do? Oh my gosh, Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Was that this year?
That was last year.
Time's an illusion.
Yeah, I know.
Say it all the time.
It really is.
Well, we have Ramey on the podcast this week because, like Mike mentioned, we were at San Diego Comic-Con together, and some of you may have seen or heard about the Star Wars Family Feud that we did with the Dad Batch. Ramey happened to be the one who had the bits and pieces, the nuts and bolts, the ingredients to put the thing together. So Ramey ended up playing sort of the behind the scenes role, operating the board, not participating with his podcast in the opposing team against Thank the Maker. It was Thank the Maker versus the Dad Batch. I gotta say, feels like there may have been some things going on behind the scenes that we wouldn't all agree on based on the results. We'll talk about that later. But it was super fun. I expected it to be fun, and I think all of the I don't want to say debauchery, but like all of the bumps in the road made it even more fun. How we were all relearning the rules of Family Feud as we went, and making up some of them as we went along. I think we went a little off the technically the format, but it was great. I had a great time.
Yeah, a little bit. The template that I used, I bought that template off of Etsy for like $9, by the way. Best $9 I ever spent. That template didn't have like the speed round functionality, none of them did that I could find. So like it was really just a set of sequential questions, but otherwise it worked exactly like Family Feud would work, right, with the board and the questions and
sounds and all.
It did the sounds, it did all the math to tally up the scores, and I mean everything really worked the way that you would have expected it to. So it was worth it for that. I mean, we did the questions that we collected through a Google form that collected all into a spreadsheet that kind of came in behind the scenes that only I had access to. Summarized all those up, and it took a while to kind of like, because there's a million different, like, you have no idea how many different ways people like put an X-wing, right? And it doesn't just naturally aggregate those things together. It's like lowercase x dash wing, lowercase x without the dash wing, like it doesn't naturally just like summarize all that together. So you gotta put all those things together to get like all the numbers and to tally it all up. So had to go through some iterations to get that figured out and pieced together. But once we got all the common threads put together and tallied up, what you saw on the board was what we got. So there were a few. I was very tempted. I was very tempted to mess with some of them for the purpose of creating entertainment value.
Sure.
Like you have no idea how bad I wanted to put Colt 45 in the top 10 or the top 8 for things in Lando's closet.
Yeah,
which we did say.
Somebody said it. Was it Nick? Or somebody said it. I wanted it so bad because I really wanted that to be, but it didn't make it.
Yeah,
it was an answer somebody put in. It just didn't. It just didn't rank in the top 8 or whatever.
Did not aggregate.
Yeah, we didn't survey the right demographic, the wrong age range.
Right. Well, so Ramey too. The other thing I want to have you kind of explain. So for people who are listening, who knew that we did a panel together, what is the process of getting a panel for Comic-Con? Because at this point, Dad Batch has done this is this your 3rd year being panelists?
At least, yeah. And then we've done WonderCon even longer than that.
Sure.
So There's usually so the same coordinators do both WonderCon and Comic-Con. It's the same company organization behind the scenes.
Yep.
So there's a form on the website, and usually X number of months prior to the event, they'll open that form up and you can apply. You've got to kind of give a narrative of what you're planning to do for the event, who's going to be on it, references to a website that you've got, or like
Sure.
give them some information to try and show that you're going to be able to produce entertainment. Because really, the panels are there to provide content for the con.
Yeah.
So they want to know that you're at least going to be able to draw in an audience.
Right.
So you fill out that form and then you sit back and wait.
Yeah.
And then they'll let you know. And the first time they actually approved the panel once, but it was on Friday during Mosh.
That old thing. Yeah. That makes sense.
I had to go back with my hat in my hand and be like, yeah, so really appreciate you guys approving this, but literally half of my panelists can't be there that time. So then they had to put us on a wait list.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like you go to the end of the line.
Yeah.
Because they at that moment they've got a full roster, they've slotted everything, and so if you can't take that, you go to the end of the line and they take something that's at the front of the wait list and put it in your spot.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, the Dad Batch podcast hadn't been approved yet.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
And so ultimately, going back and forth with them, they slotted the Dad Batch podcast into that slot for me. And so then we luckily, like literally like the next morning, they emailed me and they're like, okay, here, we can do you guys basically the same time slot on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hey, real quick shout out, May Michelle. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
May.
I think for people who can't really comprehend exactly what San Diego Comic-Con is, now that this is my third year of our Mosh fam doing it, you guys have been going. For people in Southern California, I know that it is like kind of a mecca for pop culture events, but it is the number is it 180,000 people, I believe, around there, something.
It's massive.
It's massive. It's the biggest one in the world.
It is. I'd be guessing if I tried to actually give you a real number. And what I'll say is it takes over San Diego and it sprawls into all of downtown San Diego.
Right.
There are so many offsite events that even outside of the con itself, the Gaslamp district and all around Petco Park, and just everything is just crowd.
Right.
And there's so many offsite events and different parking lots in the area that are filled with different things that are going on, and so many media activations. Other companies like Funko's got something going on, and one year Leica had taken over an empty store up the street and they had like all of the like little claymation things that they made for like Coraline and whatever, like all the different things. All of that stuff was on display, like set up like a museum in one of the vacant stores up the street. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So it's just, they take over everything. The libraries are usually have content going on.
Yep.
They just opened up like 2 years ago or a few years back. I got to MC the inaugural panel for the Comic-Con Museum.
Oh, right.
Which was an honor to be part of. It was literally like the first panel that was on opening day for that thing. So that got to do an event there when they opened that up, which was really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, it's if you get a chance, I think the hardest part for people, if you're looking to say, okay, every time something happens at Comic-Con, huge news, all of the news outlets are there talking about what's happening, and Marvel and DC kind of already had established that Superman had come out a week early. Of Fantastic Four premiered on, depending on where you saw it, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the con, but a lot of people had already seen it and they were doing activations all over the place. But for the most part, DC and Marvel, which have kind of, since Celebration has turned into its thing, DC and Marvel have kind of made San Diego be their big unveiling for things. But it seemed like this year it was your usual suspects of like Bob's Burgers. I saw, Predator was kind of like the key sponsor of entertainment this year, which is interesting. So Fox really put it out there because you had Alien Earth, you had all these things. I mean, it's for people who are kind of wondering if they should come, because we're talking about our panel specifically, but also just the experience of cons. This is the con, and the hardest part is actually getting to San Diego. Like being able to stay, because that's the
affording to stay
100%. That's the most difficult part, even for us.
Yeah.
As people who host events, do these panels, do this stuff. That is the hardest part for us, is just, getting hotel rooms to just be able to be close enough to make it make sense.
Yeah. And every step of the way, it's like the Hunger Games. Right?
Yeah.
If you're just normal, if you're just a con attendee, like literally everything, like being able to just the first step, getting a badge, that's like literally the Hunger Games. Like they've got 2 rounds. The first round is for people who had a badge last year, and you get kind of slightly preferential treatment, and you can go through the first round of the lottery, and you wait in a little line, and you watch the little digital guy walk across your screen, and you pray that you're going to get in time to get a badge. And you literally just sit there and you watch, and it'll say like, oh, 4-day badges are sold out. Oh, now Saturday's badges are sold out. And then by the time you get in, you're lucky if Sunday's still there. Yeah. And then they hold some badges back from that, and then they do it again for like everybody,
right?
Like a couple months later, and so that they've got that. Then parking is a lottery system. The hotels is a lottery system. Like literally everything is this giant lottery.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That all kind of cascades down if you've been lucky enough to get a badge in the first place.
Right.
So what strikes me is slightly not confusing, but getting my head around the whole event. Yes, moving around is insane. It's just like, it's more people than anyone should have to navigate ever in their life. But in the main, like on the floor in the main halls, not the theaters, not the side rooms where panels are going on. The main convention hall doesn't seem bigger, not that much bigger than Star Wars Celebration to me, than like, one here in the States, and the one in Japan was smaller, obviously. But so I guess it's all the offsite stuff and just the length of the thing and the number of people that come through that make it that much bigger. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem proportionally the way I would expect based on the numbers that you hear.
Yeah, I guess if you think about it, at a celebration, everything's pretty much contained inside the convention hall, right?
Right.
But at Comic-Con, it's that convention hall, and you're packed in elbow to elbow with, like it's dense inside there. But then you've also got every banquet hall and the lobby and everything inside the Marriott next door.
Yeah.
And then all the same stuff, like every banquet hall, conference room lobby of the Hyatt next door to that. I think the Hilton on the other side is the same deal there. Plus, again, Petco Park and up the Gaslamp District, like all the offsite stuff. It's. I know people that come out having not gotten a ticket at all. They just come out to do all the offsite stuff, and they just
it's the way the city transforms. Really, is the thing.
Yeah, they still come every year.
That's awesome. Hall H on its own, I just looked it up. It is 6,500 people alone.
Yeah.
That's its own Hunger Games right there.
Right. And Hall H is where Robert Downey Jr. announced he was being, Doom, and then, all these things. So like that,
the main hall for the main panels.
100%. Yeah. That's the big reveal stage. Let's put it that way.
And if you're not camping out at like 4:00 the day before and overnight, you're not getting in there.
So they still do it that way? They don't do a lottery system for those?
I think there's a lottery, but I think they've got some like overflow kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so I think you can still camp out and take your chances.
There's something about that's cool, but also sounds like hell. Then I would never do it.
I'll be honest, I have never once gone into Hall H. I've never even tried because that's just not for me. I will wait until after and just watch it on YouTube later.
Well, just like imagine paying $650 for a hotel room and then sleeping in the hallway.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Imagine paying what you pay for the con and you miss everything you miss by just sitting in line.
Yeah, 100%. That's something. That's a certain type of con attendee. And you know what? If you're listening, may the force be with you.
Yeah. So going back to the comparison to Celebration, you've also done an official Star Wars Celebration panel. You just did one. The Dad Batch just did one in Japan.
Yep.
How was that submission and approval process compared to Comic-Con?
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. The convention organizers will have a form up on the Star Wars Celebration website. Opens up some period of time before the con, and you can go up there and you can fill it out, and it's basically the same kind of questions as what I described earlier, and then you'll hear back sometime later, and away you go. So
no, it doesn't feel like the stakes are different or like the approval is more stringent either way or anything. It just kind of wait and see regardless.
It's largely been the same process for most of the cons. Like we're spoiler alert, we're doing LA Comic Con, which is coming up here later this year. Here in the Los Angeles Convention Center, same process there too.
Yeah,
so,
which is where Celebration is going to be in 2027,
and that's where Celebration. It's different organizers, but that's where Reed Pop obviously does
Celebration.
Celebration,
right?
So
okay.
I have to say we've talked about this a little bit in the past. Comic-Con's great. The way the whole city transforms is amazing. The fact that we got to do what we got to do, and we do Mosh Eisley there, and we're part of that larger off-site experience is great. But I think Mike and I specifically are, we're not as deep in the other fandoms, not even close, as we are in Star Wars. So the emotional stakes are different in terms of what you want to see. I mean, even this year, I kind of said, my wife and I were like, do you want to go? Do you want to just go look around? I don't know. Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, it was very casual rather than if I'm not there, I'm going to ruin my whole time, like it is with Celebration. How is it for you, Ramey? Again, Mike mentioned that you guys have toyed with kind of branching out, as a podcast that started as full Star Wars. I guess talk about what you guys did with the group cosplay that you did and how much the other fandoms appeal to you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we started off as doing the Bad Batch, and then we've done other group costumes since then. I mean, we did one last year for it was either WonderCon or Comic-Con last year. We did the crew from Ted Lasso. Just because we love the show. Yeah. So we went as the coaching staff from Ted Lasso.
Oh, hey, boss.
Yeah. And we've kind of gotten to the point where it's like the common thread that makes it a group cosplay for us is the fact that it's us doing it rather than whatever, that's all it takes now. So when we fairly quickly kind of congealed around doing the Deadpool core, when they all come out of the little sparkle circle at the end of the Deadpool Wolverine movie, especially David Ness's wife, Alex. She's doing. She was already working on a lady pool, and it didn't take a lot of twisting of David's arm to do Peter. Brian wanted to do the cowboy pool anyways with the cowboy hat and everything. So Luke already had regular Deadpool, so we just started working on that, and we thought then. Lo and behold, I think by the time it was all said and done, we had 16, 17 people that were all involved in that giant group cosplay.
And let's not also leave out the fact that Jason, under the radar, our producer, decided also to be the ancient Deadpool, right? The sorcerer Zen Deadpool, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Nice. And didn't tell us about it. All of a sudden just said, "Oh, hey, it's me." I'm like, "Bro, how you got time for this too?"
Right. He sat there with his hands in the right position the whole time. It was great. It was fantastic.
Dang.
So we were over here sewing his mask at my place the weekend beforehand. At the last minute. It was great.
Incredible.
So how much of it for you guys is the opportunity to do fun cosplays like that, and how much of it is a deep love for other fandoms? Where I guess we've never talked beyond Star Wars, how deeply into the other stuff you guys are.
We're all pretty big fans of Marvel. I think that's probably next in line. If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably next in line behind Star Wars collectively. We've all got our own little niches that we're working on. I'm up to my eyeballs in a Tron Legacy project right now, but I'm the only one of us that's working on that. So we've all got little things, little side projects that we're going on too. We had worked on, several of us had worked on Helldivers costumes there for a while as well. So we've all got our own little side projects. Obviously, we've all got, like, many of us have just custom Mandalorian costumes, and that's and we can do that as like a group thing because we all look very cohesive as Mandos because there's kind of a common paint aesthetic that we've got. Like, we look good together as Mandos, whether we tried to make each other match or not. Aesthetically, we at least kind of look like we came from the same clan. So Marvel's kind of next in line. We're all good Marvel fans. DC's in there a little bit. We go back and forth on some of the, like, we came very close to doing an entirely different direction on Marvel as well. And kind of abandoned that. The guys actually had purchased some a Fantastic Four costumes and then got them, and they're like, no, man, never mind.
A little too Temu.
They were not the
Fantastic
the quality
Fiesta.
Of what, the quality of what they ended up with.
You didn't the sufficient for.
And to go with that, I still have it, the Robert Downey Jr. Doom reveal costume from.
Oh, that's hilarious!
Just the green suit with the mask.
Yeah.
I've got the mask right here.
With
still.
That's so funny.
But it still sits on my desk. And I have the green suit in the other room. But so for us, it's probably 50% fandom and 50% we just like doing the group costumes together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's just doing
you guys
it
always
together.
kill it.
Like, yeah, and that's it's less about what it is, like what the costume is, and more about just doing it.
The fun idea and
just, being in on it together.
But you guys got featured by Marvel on their Instagram, and like they were all about it.
They pounced on us. I don't think I had been standing there for more than 3 minutes, and they were on us.
That's awesome.
They were out. We were out. We were all meeting at 12 o'clock or whatever time it was, out at this one spot, and I got there like right on the minute, and they were out there by like 12:02. And it was a couple coordinators and the camera guy and whoever else was there, and they filmed us outside, and then they let us inside, and then they filmed a bunch of stuff in the booth again. We all had to sign like the usual Disney likeness waivers or whatever it is that you have to do.
Wow, that applies to Deadpool. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
You couldn't see any of our faces, but we had to do it anyways.
Yeah, true.
So, you guys do such a great job of doing something that is that stands out as a cohesive thing that you could see from a mile away at a con. At last celebration, you did all of the like the Ronin style.
Yeah. That was fun too.
Bad Batch, and then just the standard Bad Batch ensemble gets so much attention. So
yeah,
respect to you guys. It's all so well done.
Thank you. I mean, we try and show off the trades and the skills that we talk about on the show with what we're building. Like that's our kind of walking workbench, the phrase we use on the show. Mm-hmm. That's what we do, is we try and put that as our example into our own work.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, let's talk about Family Feud, because it was fun, and we had some extra folks come along for the ride with us, because we as Thank the Maker are only 3 the majority of the time, plus Jason. Even if we had Ryan there, you as the Dad Batch are, you always have one extra body. So you going into the kind of like behind the scenes role made it work out. But we also had our friend Kate Sabaker as our fifth.
Yeah.
What are numbers? 5th. Yes. 5v5. And then our Steve Harvey, our host, was
Brandon crushed it.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
Brandon, Chief Geek, we had him be our Steve Harvey. And then on our side, we have our honorary stepdad, David Nath. Filled in for us as well. So we often have Justin Sonfeld on, and he's one of the other honorary stepdads, but he had something else going on that night too. And
he was supposed to be on our team.
Yeah.
And then was like,
So.
hey, what time is that panel again? I was like, the same time as your party, the company that you're CEO of. He was like, yeah, I can't go. I was like, I know, I got it.
Well, it was so much fun regardless. We it being a panel setup, just a long table and a screen, it was kind of hard to do the Family Feud layout physically.
Yeah.
So we ended up coming down and just standing in front of the table. We had bells to ring in.
Yeah.
We made it work.
And Jason and I kind of had seen that coming, and we had talked about that logistically beforehand. We figured there was no way we were all going to fit up on top. And we also knew that there was going to be enough moving around of people, because you have to kind of trade places to get people up in front of the buzzer and everything. So like that was just not going to work on the stage. And
yeah.
So we knew that like we were going to put you guys down on the floor in front of and then Brandon and I would just be the ones up there. So
you talked earlier about how we just put it out to social media to poll everyone, because the concept of Family Feud, for anyone who's listening who's not in this country or has just never watched Family Feud, there's a question, there's a top, up to 8 answers, and it says, we polled 100 people, here were their answers. And the total of those add up to 100.
mm-hmm.
But what I started to suspect when we were giving answers that I think on both sides we were very confident about has to be up there, I started thinking, okay, there's no way that these answers math out this way if they only polled 100 people. So there has to be something else behind. There has to be something more complex to the polling in the actual Family Feud game, right?
Well, the total of all the answers adds up to 100.
Right.
And I have a spreadsheet that shows that it does. But keep in mind, there are many answers that didn't make it into the top 8.
Right.
And those numbers don't. Like, so if you add up the numbers that are on the results that we'll look at in a few minutes here, like they don't add up to 100.
Yeah.
So in some cases they come close, but in other cases there's like decent number that just aren't represented there, because there's a lot of variation in, like, there's like a long list of 1s and 2s that just didn't make it onto the list.
So my question was, like, in the real Family Feud, do they end up polling like 1,000 people, and they take 100 out of that 1,000 based on like which answers kind of glom together into the most interesting answers?
You'd think it would make sense, right? Like, because listen, at the end of the day, they're providing entertainment, so
right.
it would be in their best interests to do something like that to make a good show.
Exactly. Yeah.
We literally, we were watching the results. We were watching the result counts, and like, I remember Jason sent a text. He's like, we hit 100, pull the list. And we'd like yank the link down.
Yeah.
So
I feel like going forward, I don't, to your point again about it being entertaining, I don't think there's anything like unsportsmanly or unethical about kind of crafting the list in that way, because there were some things that just belonged in the answers that every one of us on both sides were like, what? How is that not there? And some of the answers, you wonder, like, we thought we had certain things figured out. Like, okay, we understand the demographic that's answering this. And we'd answer the next one completely off base, like not even close. Let's go ahead and just get into some of these questions and what the answers were, just to see, because some of it just didn't make sense. It made for a fun game because we were like, what the hell? But name a Star Wars character who probably smells bad. The first answer, of course, here, I'll just play it right here.
Top 5 answer board. Name a Star Wars character who probably smells bad.
First, I'd like to point out that bell was rung completely uncontested, because
I didn't even know. I thought they were going to say, okay, both, I thought someone was going to be like, hit the bell, like you race to the bell. Right. And I didn't really like totally realize we were getting started. I thought it was like, here we go. So here's me looking over and being like, oh, that's cool. They got a bell.
Yeah. Look in the opposite direction of the bell. Like, oh, there's a question.
I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, it looks like Stevie's going to try to answer. I wonder if I could steal it.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Steve. Oh, Jabba the Hutt. Yeah!
Jabba the Hutt, number 1 answer, 35 on that one.
Yeah,
Makes
that one
sense, right?
That one does make sense.
That's straightforward. Next, Chewbacca 12, Watto 10, Salacious Crumb. What is that? 6.
Yeah.
Yoda 4, Sebulba 3, Wrecker 3, Darth Vader 2. These are all reasonable, relatively,
Hang on.
right?
I think we got to get a couple other opinions on here. I'm adding a couple people here. There we
here we
go.
go.
Oh, look at this.
The other side of the dad badge coming here as soon as we started talking shit. All of a sudden, these guys showed up. Stevie and Brian from the dad batch are here, all conned out, ready to talk about what the heck happened here.
Listen, these are the Thank the Maker and the Dad Batch followers that answered these questions. So to insult and degrade the answers is an insult to
absolute heresy. Absolute heresy. But I think this was one of those, this one particularly kind of made sense. As we got further along into the game, I was like, what is going on here?
I'm offended that people think Chewbacca smells.
Yeah.
Do you think he's shampooed?
How many of us have given Chewbacca a hug?
It's very true. He does in Solo. They do take a shower together.
I was going to say he's one of the few characters we've seen on screen take a shower.
Yeah, it's
He's
true.
conditioned.
How many other characters can you say that for?
Yeah, it's true.
Hair is luxurious.
I'm very offended that Wrecker made the list.
I knew that was going to be the case. I cringed when I had to put that on the list. I was like, oh, Stevie's going to die.
You would assume like on one hand, he's always lifting the most shit and smashing things, so he's getting worked up. But he's also the strongest, so it can't be that much strain on his body. He can't be generating that much stink.
But
it's relative.
But I could also see him being like, well, why do I have to take a shower if I'm just wearing armor?
Exactly.
True.
It's like, sure, Wrecker, that makes sense.
He sweats profusely.
I can confirm, as a Darth Vader, he stinks.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Confirm.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely by the what do you call it? What's the damn claymation show?
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken version. Yeah. If you guys remember the clip.
Yeah.
It smells like burnt hair or whatever he says.
Burnt bacon wrapped in leather or something like that.
Yeah. Next one. Name something other than capes that you might find in Lando Calrissian's closet.
Oh man, this one threw us hard.
Man,
this was so hard.
I'm telling you guys, the diversity of answers that aggregated into the adult stuff one.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
So
our audiences have some interesting minds.
Yeah. Our guess was Colt 45, which did not end up on here, which is messed up.
It didn't.
Boots, of course, that's the top answer. All the rest of the stuff, well, sabacc cards and dice, perfect, right? Everything else is like
underwear, fancy shirts, like.
I was like that's just any character in Star Wars that wears human clothes.
Any person. What's in a person's closet? You know what I mean?
Right. Besides, I mean, this is like okay, stuff in Bail Organa's closet. Is this the same answer?
Yeah.
Minus the adult stuff, maybe. Who knows? You know what I mean? This made me laugh, and a huge shout out to Steph and also Nate for getting video of these, because I think our reactions as it got further on provided more of the just absolute chaos that was ensuing in this room.
Yeah, we both sides were super stumped on this one. We were guessing blasters.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I know, and it was.
I was stumped through the whole thing.
It was
honestly,
such mundane
everything.
stuff. Yeah.
Not just this.
The problem with this category ended up being that like the answers were so all over the place that by the time I brought them together, the melded versions were so simple, like they were so generalized. So like there was a bunch of different ways to describe shirts. So how do you there was many different descriptions of shirts. So all I could come up with was fancy shirts,
tunics, blouse.
There was many different descriptions for shoes. Underwear was equal to adult stuff in the descriptors. Just
sure.
But yeah, like the answers ended up being kind of mundane, but obviously, like the same variety could have gone into whatever would have ended up matching up to these two.
There were 17 recommendations for adult stuff, and they all came from Stevie.
I feel like
you've got the L3
Colt 45 got
parts.
2.
We said droid parts, yeah.
Let me look and see if droid stuff. C-3PO got on the list.
Front stuff, butt stuff, and adult stuff, and then droid stuff.
Normal, very normal.
Average.
Works every time.
I feel like this exercise in doing this the first time has taught us so much. I think next time in this conversation right here is going to help us make a better game. I think number one, we need to ask probably twice as many questions as end up in the final game.
Yeah.
And be a little more refined in the question. Like, other than capes and clothes, what would be in his closet?
Yeah.
Lead
the witness.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
This next one, what is something Emperor Palpatine might have on his dating profile? This was fun and good.
That one was good. That one was, I think, my favorite question in the whole bunch.
Anyone, patrons watching right now, anyone who wasn't there, give us some guesses here as we talk.
Yeah, this was pretty good. I liked that you could start to feel everyone's personality come out of like what they thought they were going to say. Like at this point, I knew that John Rodriguez was going to say anything unhinged. Anything was in play. I was kind of like looking over like there's some kids here. Like what exactly we're going to get away with. And at this point, I was like, yeah, we're just out there. Let's go ahead.
This ties into the previous question of what's in his closet. Something tells me he doesn't have underwear in his closet.
Yeah.
It's just the robe. It's just the robe.
It's like a kilt. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Maybe a little silk under, an under.
Like a slip.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Put it on. It's nice against my body.
Well, the patrons in the chat are ones who are down for everything, so they actually voted. So this isn't working out. So let's go on. But the most obvious one that was the top answer: unlimited power.
Yeah.
In his dating profile, Palpatine's 20 there. I am the Senate. 17.
Yeah.
For second place, Sith Lord. Electric personality.
That's pretty good.
Ramey, was that an amalgamation of different types of things, or did 5 people actually say that those exact 2 words?
I'm pretty sure that one was just straight up.
That's sick. That's
together.
great.
That's awesome.
Dominant / submissive.
Sure. Yep. Yeah.
4 people. 4 people thought that.
Ruler of the galaxy, a selfie, and no children. Those are the things you'll find in his dating profile.
Which then
Tinder,
people got upset about because they were like, he does have kids. He's a grandpa.
Yeah.
It was like, oh boy, here we go. So now we have to also knock off factually inaccurate recommendations.
But maybe he was saying he wanted someone with no children. Maybe that's what he was.
See that?
What's the context?
Now we're getting into it. You know what I mean? This is what I'm
from a different point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we don't know how the custody negotiations worked out. I mean, technically, he could have 0 custody. This could be 100% true.
That's not my kid.
Austin Jarin said,
the fun part about this was just ridiculous answers.
For sure. Austin Jarin in the patron chat said he's pretty sure he said all the Sith. I'm surprised that's not on there.
That's true.
Good point, Austin. Good point.
All the Sith.
Name a Jedi Master.
Oh man, this one broke my brain.
What the hell? Let's just get straight to the answers.
I was impressed with how many people because some of the answers here were a little obscure, and I think that we cleared the board on this one. I think everybody collectively got all of these.
Yeah.
Which I was very surprised with because for everybody to get like Kiadi Mundi, Yaddle. I'm surprised anybody said Yaddle. I fully expected Stevie to say Plo Koon.
No. Well, I did. I said Plo Koon because of the guys were telling me to, but Kate and I said Yaddle. We were gonna say it at the exact same time.
Yeah.
She just had the turn.
Yeah. That was my second vote as well. So.
Well, Kate is so dedicated to the character of Yaddle for the Ornament Project. She literally made this fleshy disgusting, amazing ornament
Yes,
that
I
that's
remember.
on
Pocket
Flipknot.
Yaddle.
Yeah, pocket Yaddle, and it was straight up Yaddle with the hair and everything. That is like that's Kate's character, and
Yeah.
she goes, say Yaddle, and we said something like Quinlan Voss or something like that. I can't
Mhm.
remember what we said, and it was wrong, and we were like, what? Like, how does this happen? And then when you get the 3 strikes, it's like I feel like once we knew that we did not have the first guess, then I was like, okay, you guys got it at this point. But like again, some deep cut answers on here. Of course, the technicality of is Luke Skywalker a master, but he does end up training Grogu. So the argument could be that he should have been on here, but the votes didn't come in for Luke.
Luke Skywalker got 1.
That's crazy.
So from the
Quinlan
top,
Voss got 1.
You could have
Wait,
sent
is
Anakin
this-
Skywalker.
Is this the one where Luke said like our Luke?
Anakin.
Is this where he said Anakin?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
where
man.
so here's what I'll say. In quote, not Anakin Skywalker got 2.
Yeah,
which
nice.
which technically tied for the last spot here with Kiadi Mundi, but that's the question's name a Jedi Master and
Right.
not
Yeah.
Anakin. While funny, and I was tempted to include that as the answer just
Sure.
because somebody would have. I fully expected somebody to say not Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Right,
Which nobody did. While funny, it's technically not a correct answer.
Correct,
So
I know,
did,
I
so I went with Kiadi Mundi because it was
Sure.
a tie.
Yeah.
well, from the top here, Obi-Wan Kenobi with 23 votes, obviously. Plo Koon, 19. Yoda, 18. Interesting that it's in that order. Qui-Gon, 10. That top 4 is reasonable, right? Kit Fisto, 8. Mace Windu, 6. Yaddle, 3. Kiadi Mundi, 2. I'm kind of baffled by the order still, looking at it now.
Yeah. How Yoda wasn't second or first.
Yeah.
How
dude.
Mace Windu wasn't in the top 4 as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Ayla Secura, no love at all.
Any votes at all, Ramey?
I'm looking. So the other answers that came in behind the scenes with 1 vote each is Luke Skywalker, Luminara Unduli, Coleman Trebor, Depa Balaba, Quinlan Voss, Shak T, Sol, Tyvoka, which I don't even know, and Avar Chris.
Oh, from High Republic. I mean, that's crazy to me that those got, because I could see, you have Depa, you have, I mean, at this point, like I could see that someone might argue for Kane and Jarrus once you take on an apprentice, but yeah, I mean, this is when I think the maker looked over. I think we all kind of like a light bulb moment went off that we were like, do not go with your hardcore Star Wars answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is where I think we
Yes.
started to be like, okay, we're kind of sensing that, like, we know that some of your fans are like heavily into animated and some other like kind of alternative stories that don't get as much love. And like, seems like some of our people might have gone with more classic OT or whatever that is. So then we start trying to play that game when it comes to this next category.
Yeah.
Which I think was, if we're correct, it's droids, right? Oh, Star Wars.
Planets.
Oh
Planets,
man,
yeah.
here we go.
Equally bizarre,
This
equally
broke
bizarre.
my brain. This broke my brain.
Okay, before we get into this, how was the questionnaire formatted? With name a Jedi Master, is it you literally get 1 entry? Or how was it for someone who participated in the survey?
I don't think there was anything technically stopping somebody from going back and taking the survey a second time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But the question itself was just everything was just a one answer.
Each
type of
question you could only answer.
It was not multiple guess, is what you're
Correct.
getting at.
No, they were not multiple choice. No.
And it wasn't
There you go.
timed or anything?
No.
Because I think of Billy on the Street, if anyone's watched Billy on the Street.
People
You know,
panic. They panic.
Run up in somebody's face, ma'am, for $1, name a man. And people freeze,
100%. 100%.
I can see how you would just blurt out, "Oh, Kiadi Mundi," but it's just weird in a survey how this pans out, especially with this next one. Name a Star Wars planet. Coruscant is not here. It's not in the top 8. What?
Do we have footage of us when we're like yelling these like very obvious answers out and it just was not working?
Would you believe that not one person, not one out of the 100 said Coruscant?
That is
so crazy,
insane.
which was crazy because the question before the Jedi one was when I really started to kind of like realize I had this epiphany of like, okay, the answers are the listeners of both the podcasts. Like, what do you think they would answer?
Yeah.
And that's what, like, Steven's credit, he kept saying Yaddle. And I was like, dude, no one's going to say Yaddle. And I was like, what's current? Like, what's on top of people's minds, right? And
yeah,
I was saying Saul because I was like, well, Acolyte was just out last year.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It's got to be on there somewhere. So this was the same thing. But the Coruscant thing is like, it's up there with the top 4 as far as.
That just really bakes my noodle, man. I don't get
Star Wars planets.
We'll run through these for the listeners to see what like our, what they were, and then we'll talk about it.
So, number 1 answer with 16 votes, Hoth. Reasonable. Number 2,
yes.
Naboo with 15, Tatooine with 10, Lothal with 5, Alderaan 5, Camino 4, Yavin 3, and Endor 3.
So this is where I think we were all like, when Lothal went up there, because I don't think anybody guessed Lothal. I think that was like a reveal, wasn't it, Ramey, or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, because like we had both struck out essentially.
Yeah.
And I remember going, okay, Hoth is like the most iconic, recognizable planet because it's the shortest one to say. And then from there, you would go naturally to me, Tatooine, because it's been the most featured in almost all of Star Wars, right? But the fact that Naboo was second and then Lothal was fourth, I was like, dude, this is now we got to everything's in play. Like I'm thinking here, Ferrix.
I think you and I went head to head on this one.
Yeah, I think we did.
And I buzzed in first and I said Tatooine because in my mind I was thinking, look, Tatooine appears in 85% of all Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's got to be number 1.
Yeah.
So when it came up as 3rd place, right there I knew like,
all bets are off. Like, what the hell?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because it's like, I think everyone was like, okay, just say OT planets. But then you're sitting here being like, dude, we don't even know what Alderaan looked like until the Luke and Leia, the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah.
We just knew that it got destroyed. So I'm sitting here being like, man, for as much time as we just spent on Ferrix or, any of the Ord Mantell, Gorman, you know what I mean? I'm just
even
like
something obscure like Ord Mantell would have injected some kind of sense into this. Like, okay, people are trying to get cool and go deep cut.
Right.
But no.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Gorman.
It's like all, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is what we've been talking about.
It's front and center in your brain. It's the last thing that's come out, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And the way it's said in the show too, like that's what's so weird about this. Like, of course you want to name something, but like whichever one of you guys talked about the recency bias, like,
no Gorman,
like the speech. What happened yesterday on Gorman? Like she emphasizes it twice.
We are the Gore.
Yeah. So not that that's a better answer than any of these, but it's also, when you think about when you're trying to dissect what, you're trying to reverse engineer people's thought process.
Yeah.
There's just,
what do you think people are thinking of? Like the Hoth one's easy. Empire Strikes Back's like
it's short is absolutely
generally people's favorite movie. So
just crazy.
All right, name a droid.
Oh, this was hilarious.
This is even weirder.
Insane.
I'll go from the top again, then we'll discuss.
Yeah.
Number 1, obviously, 22 votes. R2D2 makes sense. Chopper with 20 was next, and I think this was an earlier question, so this is where we're thinking, okay, now we get the demographic. But then K2SO was number 3 with 13. B2 Emo with 8 was next. C3PO only 7.
Yeah,
that was
below B2E.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was my first guess. I was like, oh, it's gonna be 3PO and R2 right at the top, right?
Yeah.
Next, HK47 was 6.
That's
what?
Insane.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
The assassin droid from.
Oh, yeah, I called the assassin droid.
Yeah.
Right, but is that the model number or is that the actual assassin droid?
It's the actual assassin droid. The model number is
it's just HK and then a number, right?
It's HK. It's
It's like saying
Thrawn's.
it's
Thrawn's.
like saying IG-88 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Which so okay, so then we've Gonky,
Who's not even on the list.
Yeah.
Gonky with five votes, and then BB-8 with 3. I remember I was up first for this one, and I said C-3PO, and immediately went, I should have said R2, but I thought C-3PO would be the second or first. Like that was goldenrod. There you go. And then to see that C-3PO punched in at 5, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, we're in the upside down.
What is going on?
100% in the upside down.
So Chopper makes sense, obviously, for anyone who's listening to a Star Wars podcast. Chopper's going to be up there, right?
100%.
But neither of the two famous IG droids, we were actually having a debate internally. Okay,
Yes.
do we do 11? Do we do IG 11 because of Mando?
Right.
Or is this, or do people have loyalty to the OG? And neither of them.
Well, then you start being like, well, are people trying to flex their Star Wars knowledge, right? Are they going to say RA7? Are they going to say TC14? Are they going to say Ned B? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we were just like, what should we do? This ended up being an insane round of us looking at each other and trying to do the Spider-Man meme of being like,
Yeah.
who's going to call out the most obscure thing and then somehow also lose? HK47, when HK47 went up on the screen, I was like, I have no idea what's happening.
I was the meme of the lady melting out of her chair on the talk show. Like,
100%.
I'm glad I was the only one that didn't know what that was. I was like, looking at that, and even B2 emo, I had to go, wait, what? I mean, B2 emo's, it's cool, it's a cute Star Wars droid, but like in the world of Star Wars droids, it's above C-3PO. I mean, R2-D2 and C-3PO are in every single Star Wars thing ever made, just about.
Well, plus in the show they call him B. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they ever really say B. They don't ever see his name, which is like for C-3PO or 3PO or R2. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know they shorten those names, but like you're so used to hearing them called that. And all Marva, all Cassian, everyone just says B. So you almost like forget. You know
it's almost like action figure status, where you know the name only because of the packaging.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, going over this now, it just makes me look back at that whole thing as being so much more fun than it was. It was fun in the moment, but even now I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, this was so great.
I'm dying. I know.
It's hilarious.
Austin in the chat again said no battle droid. So we had again an internal discussion about this, whether. And I may have asked you, Ramey, whether or not like a category like that counted, or if it had to be a named droid.
B1 battle droid got 1 vote.
Interesting.
I'm looking to see if there was anything else. Nothing else.
Like I'm assuming most people probably thought, "Oh, that's not
1.
a name. I won't say that." If that's something that popped in their head.
It came B1 battle droid got 1 vote, and there's nothing else here that would have or should have like coalesced into that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, right? Like, oh, this one. Oh, here we go.
Name a bounty hunter.
Might as well have pulled my hair out in front of everybody reading this one.
From the top, Boba Fett. Thank you, voters.
Sure.
If Boba Fett wasn't at the top, we would have turned the damn tables. We would have flipped all those shits in the whole room. 32 votes for that. Cad Bane, number 15, or 15 votes in second place. Great. Bosk, 12. Good. Din Djarin, 11. Great. Aura Singh with 9. Little unexpected, but makes a lot of appearances in animation. She's around more. Asajj, number 7. I think both teams were probably thinking that.
Yeah.
Jango Fett, 6. A little surprising. The final 8th answer with 4 votes, Embo.
Blew my mind. I mean, I think from everyone's looking over at each other again, Spider-Man meme. We're like the OG lineup, Empire Strikes Back, 1980, get the dogs in there, right? So like for the most part, Boba Fett, Bosk, sounds good, right? Dengar. Yeah, then it's like, okay, so no Dengar. Forlom, Zuckus. Like, let's get all these rest of these guys in here. And then all of a sudden, Embo pops up at the end. I'm like, yo, who's doing that just to do it? But maybe given what might be happening in the future. But I'm sitting here being like, I mean, he looks cool, but I guess all of them just kind of mostly looked cool. That was the iconic trait of a bounty hunter in Star Wars.
IG-88 got 2. Dengar got 2. Forlom got 1. They're on the list. They just didn't make it.
He got beat by Embo.
Beat by Embo.
Know what I mean? That's crazy.
He's gonna walk for it.
Is there a black series of Embo? That's what I want to know. I need to know if there's a black series of Embo. The chat needs to tell us. And if there's not, then this is a Star Wars podcast.
I think there
listenership flexing.
I feel like I've seen that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There's not yet.
Okay, so
Bingo.
I don't think I've ever known this dude by name. I'm sorry. I'm the host of a Star Wars podcast, and I don't. I mean, he was only in 8 Clone Wars episodes. How did 4 people answer with this dude?
You're trying to make sense. Just leave it. Leave it at that. You're trying to make sense. You know what I mean?
It just, my brain's broken. Let's move on. Name a Star Wars streaming TV show.
This was hilarious.
This one made me angry.
Me too.
Angry.
Because then Andor comes up as the first one.
Number 1, Andor 22. Great. Ahsoka 18. Cool. The Bad Batch 13. All right. The Mandalorian 11. Really? That's 11? Skeleton Crew with 9. Rebels 6. The Acolyte 5. Notice there's one missing so far. Finally, Kenobi with 3. What the fuck? What the fuck, everyone? Jason, get out the beeps. What the fuck? Well, how is Clone Wars? How is the fucking Clone Wars not in this?
Clone Wars got 1.
Oh my god. Yeah, but Embo is in the thing.
Oh my god. We were all like melting down. I think the pictures of us with our hands on our heads the most. It has to be this. Like,
yeah.
So the ones that didn't make the list. So Book of Boba Fett got 2. Tales of the with an underscore.
Sure.
I guess so that got 1. Young Jedi Adventures got 1. Clone Wars 1. Resistance 1. Visions 1.
Clone Wars got 1.
1.
That's crazy.
Honorable mention. Somebody actually submitted the Dad Batch, which got 1.
That's wholesome. That is so wholesome.
Not available on Disney Plus. Sorry. At this point too. I mean, we may have or may have not had libations behind the table, and we were sitting there going,
reason we won.
Yeah, and we were going, wait, so a Disney streaming show, so like something that was made for Disney Plus, right?
Right.
Like, so I was like, there's no way Rebels is on there. There's no way. Like, I was like over analyzing it.
but it
So
just
when Rebels
says
came
Star
out,
Wars
I was-
streaming TV show. We didn't even Disney wasn't even specified.
Yeah, that's because the drinks.
The amount of like debate and like broken brainness that was going on while people were talking about it was because someone was like, well, dude, then we should do the Ewok show. Like the Ewok or droids. What about droids? I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, what are we doing here?
Holiday special.
Yeah. Didn't
A
somebody get it?
certain part of the holiday special animated?
Somebody, was it Luke? Somebody had a fuck. One of you guys said something really funny.
It was yeah. I think it might have been the holiday special, or they said something, or it was Caravan of Courage or something. Like something like that. I have no idea what he said.
Ewoks or something like that.
Ewoks. Yeah. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, again, there's just no way to decipher what people are thinking here.
Can't make
So-
this shit up.
Final scores.
This was just an export of the PD or the PowerPoint, so it doesn't show the scores that we actually got.
So you can imagine the numbers that Ramey will say now, displayed here.
We've got the video.
It was a lot
I don't remember.
to a little. Dad
Yeah.
Batch absolutely smoked. Thank the maker. Thanks for coming on the podcast, guys. We appreciate you. Good night. Very nice.
Oh, dang.
Remove.
It was pretty brutal in the end.
Listen, I thought for sure going into it, I was like, there's no way were gonna win with me on here because I am terrible with details of stuff, and I kept telling Steven, I was like, this is not gonna go good. This is not. And when it was like what, it was like a 0 to 100 and something for a while there.
We started off well, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is not gonna happen. But
I think once we started seeing that these answers were not going to go the way we wanted to, we just started getting like Family Feud, like strategery, and we were just like, all right, we'll let them play, and then we'll just steal it because this is crazy.
It turned into a game of how to play Family Feud, regardless of the topic.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what it actually turned into.
Yeah. And then you've got Brandon up there just like ripping everybody apart. I was like, this is incredible. So all in all, like I think this was a ton of fun. I was blown away at how fast an hour went by.
Yeah.
At this point, we booked a 2-hour with a mini bar in the back. I think that would be fantastic.
Yes.
So San Diego Comic-Con, if you're listening, we're coming back.
And give us a better time slot too, because
Yeah.
I think if we had a better time slot, that room would have been full, and it would have been even more fun, because it was a blast, like win or lose, whatever. Like it was so fun. So unfortunately,
100%.
it lightened Adam's hair more than he probably wanted.
They got slammed with applicants this year, so it was really, really tight. So they got way more applicants for panels this year than they've ever got before. So
Wow.
I was talking to them about it.
I think my favorite part of the whole thing, while it was like amazing getting to do this with you guys up there, was just how into it the crowd was.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're screaming the answers, and then they're just like us, are like, oh no, that's wrong. Like that was awesome to see them get so involved. Yeah.
In some ways, I think San Diego, just given that, like, this is the first time that Mosh sold out way ahead of time. Like we realistically were probably almost like 2 weeks ahead of time before the show. And so the fact that like you guys are always there, then we're going to see you guys on the floor, and I know you guys are linked up with Heroes and Villains, so we know you guys are hanging out at the booth, and then thankfully we're all in the Lucasfilm Pavilion with Roosevelt's. So like, there's something about these cons at this point that Adam and I were talking about before you guys jumped on, was like, the con is a very fun thing to do. That's just kind of a feeder for the fact that everyone gets to be together, and when you think about this, I'm like, between Mosh and this panel, this is, I think, why this experience of going to conventions, because in the grand scheme of things, most of these conventions are like, hurry up and wait, pay an exuberant amount of money to go stand in line for something. But like the fact that all of us are there makes this experience something that we keep absolutely coming back to.
Yeah. And having this event with y'all was awesome, because yes, we see each other like here or there, but it's always like, we're going over here, and we had a big group, and you guys have your group, and we don't have time to like really like hang out. Yeah. And this was like, okay, we're all going to be here at this spot at this time. So yeah, if we could get longer, if we get what, I don't know. It's just part of like San Diego Comic-Con for me is everything there is, I don't buy anything. I'm not there for collectibles or anything. Yeah. So like for me, it's just getting to see everybody and hang out and wear costumes and have a blast. So it just enhanced it this year for sure. It was so fun. And you guys crushed Mosh. It was so good.
That one felt good.
Mission accomplished.
Having my daughter in there with me was a blast. So
that's beyond wholesome. And I think too, what I love about it is like, between, I'm looking at like our patron feed, I'm looking at our YouTube comments. It's like, these two podcasts have shared so many of the same people that have supported us both either in charity projects that we do. You guys have Chrome Tono coming up in the holiday, and then we'll switch back over to Ornament, and like even between our two podcasts, we're like going at tandem with this thing. So I think it's really an incredible thing for our community to be able to come together, be a part of this. I'm terrible with names, because everyone's got either a screen name or an Instagram handle or something. So I'm always like, remind me of your name again. Oh my God, that's it. It's just Chris. I'm like, but you have sick names. Like, what's going on here? So I always think that's really fun, just being able to put, names to screen names, you know what I mean? Faces to screen names. Yeah, exactly. But appreciate you guys. Much love, of course, as always, to the dads.
You guys, every time I see you at a con, I feel inadequate. You guys go so above and beyond with the costuming and what you do as a group. Whereas we, all four of us went to Japan and we couldn't even manage to take a group picture together. Like we just completely blew it on that level. So
that is true.
I really appreciate seeing you guys there, just doing it up. It's impressive.
I was listening earlier before we jumped in, and y'all were talking about that. And I think Adam, you were asking like, oh, how do you guys come up with stuff? Literally, like our group chat is constantly like just whatever thing we're into at the time. I mean, that's how Ted Lasso thing came up, which I wasn't around for, which was like, it was WonderCon and I couldn't make it down to California, but like, we just come up with this, whatever we're into. And all of a sudden it's like, I'm on board. That's it. So, I mean,
we had your character picked out for you for Ted Lasso.
I was Roy.
You were going to be Roy Kent.
Wow. We need to rename our group chat.
My assistant, Harry.
We need to rename the group chat 365 ways to empty out my bank account, because that's what it feels like every day.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the way. Here's an idea. Next year, San Diego, we team up with Thank the Maker.
Oh yeah.
And we do a big group.
It's already planned. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, all right. Nice. Well, the thing is too, is like we have a whole year to plan for what we're going to do for Celebration.
Yeah.
So this is all an ongoing conversation. So I think that's a good place to end it for the public.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll pick it up a little bit here. Let's not like reveal everything to the patrons, but give them a little teaser. And then we should talk more about the format of this and like what to do next year, get some input from the patrons, because we'll get, we'll be in the Discord stage. So we'll get real-time feedback. So let's do that in the bonus segment for patrons, which we'll do in just a moment. Dudes, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for bringing us in on this fun activity that I feel like needs to be at least annual. This or a draft, something. We need to be doing something at every con that we're both at.
100%. As soon as we finished, I was like, we have to do this again. Have to.
Yeah. Book it. Call them. We're in.
Brian, Luke has the belt, right?
Yes. So Luke, Luke.
The belt was amazing and an amazing addition.
Luke is busy right now, but I was telling him before he left his house just to log in and just put the belt on the camera and then just go do what he needs to do.
Yeah. What a flex.
It's a beautiful prize. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And until next week, may the force be with you. Thank the Maker is produced by Adam Russell and Jason Chiodo and edited by Jason Chiodo. If you enjoy the podcast, you can support us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Or you can support us directly at patreon.com/thankthemakerpod, where you can get access to our Discord server, exclusive content, exclusive merch, and more. Our patrons literally make Thank the Maker possible.